A few years ago, I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago in Canada, a Syrian refugee brought in by Justin Trudeau killed a Chinese girl over here, and so it took 6 or 7 years for this case to make it to court, get a trial. The lawyer for the Syrian refugee, the defendant, claims that it's okay for a guy to kill another person if the woman or girl is interested. 13 years old is below the age of consent. I think the age of consent's like 16 or something like that in Canada. I wouldn't know. I'm not interested in younger females. But anyhow, the Syrian refugee guy killed this Chinese girl in Canada, and 13 years old is under the age of consent, that's for sure. And the lawyer of the Syrian refugee defendant says that she could have been interested in this guy. Guy double her age. That's just illogical. And the worst part is how the lawyer for the Syrian defendant blames it not on his client but on two Asian men seen carrying a heavy bag near where the girl's body was found in Central Park in 2017. So just because you have, so this is what this white guy here is doing, is blaming the crime committed by a Syrian refugee on two Asian men, two Asian people. This is racist. Why are Asian people being blamed for crimes committed by other people, regardless of their race? No logic here. Oh, so Central Park, that's a place with a lot of people. It's a huge park. It's a huge park in Burnaby, BC, right beside Vancouver. So carrying two heavy bags is suspicious. Yo, half the people carry heavy bags because they carry all their barbecue and picnic stuff in it. There's a lot of people doing picnics, carrying their food, carrying their chicken wings, their plates, utensils. Probably the portable barbecue stove. No logic here. Uh, did this lawyer weigh the weight of these bags, or did they check what's inside these bags? If you have a bunch of pots and dishes, of course it's going to be heavy. Even if you have like 10 forks in it, it's already going to be heavy, it's all metal. And his dad, the victim's dad, who's Asian for sure, a Chinese guy, he's getting blamed by the lawyers again. These lawyers are anti-Asian, anti-Chinese. They're racist haters against Asian people, Chinese people, anyone who looks remotely Chinese. So this lawyer here is doing fake news again, saying murdered girl's dad brought a gun to court. Says Abraham Ali's lawyer. So Abraham Ali, that's the Syrian refugee guy. I've never been to court before, but other people tell me that even if you were to go to court to dispute a traffic ticket, like a speeding ticket or whatever, they have security at the front door with X-ray scanners, making sure you're not bringing in something bad like a knife, gun, weapon, or drugs or whatever. And even the back door and side doors, they all have at least one security guard and an X-ray scanning machine for people who want to go inside the courthouse. This is common practice across Canada. There's high level security guards at each entrance, and each entrance also has X-ray scanners. So the lawyers of this Syrian refugee, they're accusing two random Asian men, Chinese men, as being suspicious and probably doing something bad to this girl, this victim, who's dead 6 or 7 years ago. And then these lawyers go on to blame the dad of this murdered Chinese girl for bringing a gun and threatening people in a courthouse. False news. All of these articles in mainstream media got deleted after 2 or 3 days of being published. Fake news that someone could bring guns and weapons into a courthouse. This just also goes back to the hybrid war against Chinese people and anyone who remotely looks Chinese in your typical Western country. The interests of Chinese people and Asian people in general cannot be represented and protected in foreign Western countries such as Canada, for example. Even if it's only 5 or 10% or 3% of white people who are anti-Chinese, anti-Asian, got these biases against us, it already ruins it for everyone else. The government of China is the only legitimate government that can represent the interests of Chinese people, including government of Hong Kong. If you're Japanese, Korean, or whatever, Japan and Korea are the only places where you can be treated fairly. Asian people cannot be treated fairly in Western countries. They view us as subhuman. Just like my few previous videos from a few weeks ago, Canada is bringing in a bunch of fake Uyghur separatist terrorists, East Turkestan Islamic movement terrorists. This is not in the interest of Chinese people or anyone who looks remotely Chinese in Canada. What their government of Canada is saying and other Western countries saying is, oh, Chinese lives do not matter. Fake Uyghurs who are terrorists doing a car bomb in Beijing or a knife attack at Kunming high-speed rail station. Oh, all these victims, all these Chinese people victims are lower than white people, and whatever Asian lives, Chinese lives do not matter. Let's bring in some more Islamic terrorists, fake Uyghurs who are terrorists, and create another Air India situation. Chinese lives do not matter. That's the mentality of these imperial colonialists.